Today on Red Dead Radio.
Am I supposed to say something?
Hi friends, welcome to Red Dead Radio, the Red Dead Redemption podcast. I'm your host, Jared Petty, and as always, we're going straight to the Wild Wild Guest.
We're going straight to the Wild Wild Guest. We're going straight to the Wild Wild Guest. Yeah!
I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Hi.
I don't know. Well, hi, who are you?
I'm Mark. I work for IGN. I worked with Jared for a long time.
Long ago, Mark and I worked together at IGN, the Imagine Games Network, and now today, Mark continues to work there, making fine videos for your Red Dead pleasure. You also play a lot of video games.
I've been playing a lot of video games. I've been playing a lot of Red Dead. I've also been playing a lot of Fallout, which is what I hear we're going to talk about. So.
It's the Fallout podcast? No, that's not this one. That's another one. Another podcast for another day. But, Mark, you work at IGN, and your job requires you to play video games more maybe than most people alive.
Requires is such a good word.
Yeah.
I have to play video games.
You do? Expound.
So my job is, I started as a gameplay editor, now I'm a gameplay producer, I guess. And basically what that means is, I get a game, like Red Dead, and it's just like, hey, play the crap out of this. I stayed home for 3 days, just playing nothing but Red Dead for probably 12 to 15 hours a day. And then it was, all right, now we're back. Let's make a ton of videos about everything we played.
And you're capturing a lot of the time you're doing this, right? So you're just getting raw footage. Because all that footage of games you see, somebody's got to capture it. Guess who does that?
Yeah, me and John Ryan.
And so you dig through a lot of that, creating those. And subsequently, you've played a lot of Red Dead Redemption, a lot of Red Dead Online.
I have.
Okay, and we're going to be talking mostly about online today. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about that beta. But before we do, we need to thank our Patreon producers, Tom Bach, Stuart Ferguson, Jonathan, and our new Patreon producer, Dan Vale. I want to thank all y'all so much for supporting the show, just like you can at patreon.com/JaredPetty or at reddeadradio.com. Why would you want to do that? Well, because we think this show and the other things I make are pretty good and worthy of your help. If you agree, hey, kick us a few bucks. There's an entire Patreon exclusive show on the other side of that paywall that you can check out if you like. If not, subscribe, like, rate us on iTunes, at all, etc. Tell your friends, make a sign and put it in your front yard. Whatever you can do to spread the gospel of Red Dead Radio. Also, before we begin, Red Dead Radio is made in partnership with US Gamer. US Gamer makes all kinds of fine articles about Red Dead Redemption 2 and other games. You can find them at usgamer.net or on all the socials at usgamer.net. What kinds of things do you find? Well, how about the Red Dead Redemption 2 spoilers FAQ? Your questions answered. Want to know about all the endings, all the possible branches you can find? That's the article to check out by my friend Mike Williams. Go there, check it out, read it. usgamer.net. A happy partnership. Good folks making good things. And finally, and most importantly, before we get into the episode, this is a big deal. Some of you know that many years ago, I was in an absolutely awful accident where my wife and I were hit by an impaired driver that was coming the wrong way up a road, and my wife spent a very long time in the hospital, learning to walk again, etc. And some of you may know that in the midst of that, I went to bed one night and woke up the next morning to discover two friends of mine from IGN had started a GoFundMe, and that there was a pretty exceptional amount of money in it that ended up really kind of being the difference between me making it or not. Now, it is always a dubious thing to ask people about their generosity. My whole career is right now built on people choosing to give money toward creating content. But I have a friend, a mutual friend from IGN. Her name is Chloe Rad. Chloe's an editor, writer, and Chloe is, sorry Mark, but my favorite person in the video games industry. She's one of the good guys.
She's probably my favorite person too.
Chloe, she's a superb writer, a person of extraordinary ethics and integrity. Chloe's dad has cancer. Things ain't great. They need help. If you go to mytwitter.com, twitter.com/pettycommajared, PETTCYCOMMAJARED, pinned to the top, you will find Chloe's GoFundMe link if you have the ability to help. Medical expenses are redonkulous if you've never been through it. If you have, then you understand. If you haven't, medical expenses in the United States are indescribably awkward and difficult.
Yep.
Yeah, you know a little bit about that.
I do, and yeah, it sucks.
So, you don't owe anybody anything, but if you feel like helping Chloe, if you feel like helping a good person in a bad situation, please do so. And with that, we head forward now to ye old Red Dead Radio. Mark Medina, I've been doing all the talking.
Jared, you're such a podcast host now.
I'm stealing all the thunder.
Like, the last time I saw you, you were just, I don't know, you're such a host now.
That's kind of terrifying.
You talk so fast.
I do, a little lispy, though. I mean, I don't really have
That's okay.
Like, I can't do, like, the Damon Hatfield. Hi, everybody. You know, this...
But first,
regionless diction. Yeah. You know, I don't have that going down.
Yeah.
No, definitely not. But thank you. It's a nice thing to say.
When I think of the show's name, Red Dead Radio, I'm sure you played the old Grand Theft Autos.
I did.
And like, I loved when they started. Like, every time you would start the game, it'd be like, Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto!
Like, it would just say that. And that's what I think of when I think of the show.
Yeah.
Red Dead Radio.
Well, thank you.
It's really good.
Hey, you put a track over it there.
Yeah.
Little, like, I hadn't thought. Thank you. I thought it was a pretty good name for a show.
It's great.
Well, I like the show. I hope you like the show. I hope you're still with us after this long intro. Ladies and gentlemen, unless I'm wrong, a lot of you have been playing the Red Dead Redemption online beta. That's right. Or the Red Dead online beta, I guess, would be more appropriate.
Yeah.
Red Dead Online. You've been playing, Mark.
I have.
So let's do first impressions, and then we're going to get into a little bit of the news from this week about the Red Dead Online beta.
Okay. So you want my first impressions?
Yeah.
Okay. So I hopped into... So let me just... For a little bit of backstory, I loved Red Dead Redemption 2. Finished it. Loved it. It's a great game. I love the world. I love how the game controls. I love the clunky heaviness of it. I love the game.
Okay.
So jumped into online, and I like it a lot.
Okay.
But
what do you like about it first? What do you like?
So what I do like about it is, for one, it's just more Red Dead. There's missions everywhere. You can I love Red Dead's combat, and so there's just like, hey, go rob a stagecoach, and I'm like, yes, thank God. Riding around the world. My wife is playing Red Dead Redemption 2, so we've been playing Red Dead Online together.
Oh, you have?
So yeah, so that's fun. No, I like the game a lot. What I don't love about it, and the thing is it is a beta right now, is it kind of feels like you're in a theme park where half the rides don't work, and the other half are just not turned on at all.
Now, this is an analogy that I've used on another show. I think that Red Dead very much is from the theme park school of game design, where you have a big amusement, the Disneyland school of game design.
Sure.
You have a big amusement park that you can walk around. That's free roam mode. And see everything, and there's acts on the streets, and things you can walk into, and shops you can do, and people you can enter, and then you can get on the rides. And the rides are all the events.
You can go rob a train. You can do a mission.
Right. But some of the rides...
Some don't work. Some are down for maintenance, and then some just aren't here yet. Like, you finish the storyline, and it's like, cool. There's a lot more story left, but you don't get to do any of that yet because we're still building the park. It feels a lot like Westworld.
Okay.
Because it's just like me and I sit next to a guy at work. His name's Patrick, and we were playing together, and he just, like, we go into a town. He just starts. I think it was Armadillo, and he just starts shooting everybody, and I'm like, they're NPCs, and you hear them, and they're like, where's the law? Like, all that stuff, and it's like, they kind of feel like Westworld people, where you can kind of just walk in and just do whatever you want. They're there to serve you.
That's a little terrifying.
Well, yeah, because now, spoilers for season 1, they're going to come back.
Yeah, what if our Grand Theft Auto characters come and wreak their revenge upon us?
I don't know.
I mean,
don't know what to do about that.
Alana and I did a video once. Alana Pierce, friend of the show, did a video together once about life in a real life Westworld and the ethics of having sex with robots at all, etc. Did you have sex with a robot, Mark?
No.
How come
Probably not.
No?
Because Jared, sex is more than just pleasure, okay? It's about feeling connected, and you can't feel connected to a fucking robot. Are we allowed to cuss on this show?
Do you want to?
Okay, I did.
I'm just looking off camera at my robot operating buddy, my old NES Rob, and I'm like, I've always felt connected to him.
He looks like he's seen some things.
So anyway, back to the show. All right, so back to this. What about the economics so far? Again, we've been very clear it's been a beta. People have looked and said, okay, look, gold is an issue at the current pace.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of talk around that. Did you see the press release from a couple of days ago?
Well, so I've played the game since then.
Okay.
Yeah, so gold was insane. I've done a lot of the like PvP, the like, deathmatch and stuff like that. And I think I ended the story with like $700 and like 1.79 gold bars. And yeah, no, it's insane. But then it seems like this release fixed a lot of it.
Well, let's talk about that. I'm actually going to read the press release verbatim, if that's okay. Folks, if you don't mind. We want to thank the Red Dead community for playing and sending us tons of valuable feedback during the first full week of Red Dead Online's beta availability. This feedback is crucial to help shape the game as we move forward. Today, we're starting to implement the first set of adjustments to the game, including changes specifically geared toward creating a more balanced, fun, and rewarding overall experience across all modes and missions. These include increasing the cash and gold payments across a number of different activities, including free roam missions, free roam events, replays of a Land of Opportunity missions, series showdowns modes, and more. Reducing the prices of most weapons in the Wheeler, Rawson & Company catalog, and Gunsmith. For players that have already purchased weapons at previous prices, we'll automatically deposit the difference to player balances starting today. Please look for an alert message the next time you log into the Red Dead Online beta to notify you of this change. Refunds may take up until Monday, December 10th to reach all eligible players. Balancing the values of select pelts, skins, and fish, as well as horse reliever and pamphlets. Of course, our efforts to improve and balance the Red Dead Online beta will continue. We are conscious of and still evaluating an assortment of further adjustments based on feedback from the community, and we're currently working on fixes to some persistent bugs that are causing some players to be kicked from sessions, and we will aim to have fixes live next week. We'll also continue to review all the feedback and suggestions, so please keep coming to reddeadonline.com/feedback. As an added thank you for playing and helping us through this beta period, we are also awarding everyone that joined in to play the Red Dead Online beta at any point through midnight PST today, that was the day the press release came out, that's since over, with a gift of 250 Red Dead Online dollars and 15 gold bars.
Yep.
Gifts should start arriving today. They'll hit all eligible players by Friday, December 14th. Once again, we want to thank everyone for playing Red Dead Online Late Beta and sharing their experience so far with us. There's lots more to come. Please stay tuned. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I've been trolling a few people with that announcement because I signed in and my stuff was there.
It was just waiting.
It was like you've been awarded 15 gold bars, and it's been a hot button topic at IGN about like how ridiculous it is to get gold bars and stuff like that. And so I slacked Destin Legary, and I was like, why do people say it's hard to get gold bars in this game? I had 17 of them, and he's like, oh, like he thought it was doctored. He thought it was somebody else. He had to walk over to my desk, and I'm like, I haven't. And he's like, so what did you do? Like, because we need to like make a video about it. I'm like, I signed in, dude. Like, come on now.
Dude. That's beautiful. Yeah. And it is. I feel very good about this. I feel good to come. They were very transparent calling it a beta. They're very transparent about the fact things were going to change quickly. But the game got out. They worked on stability first.
Yeah.
They looked at the economy, and they said, we are listening already right now. You still can't buy anything in this game. Nobody's been charged a cent at this point. This is still a closed, fake money economy. And we're rebalancing the costs and giving you a bunch for your time and trouble.
Yeah.
Because we agree you should have earned more during this period.
Right. Yeah. No, it's one of those things where I'm like, damn, like I put a lot of time into this beta and did all the missions, and now I'm like, anybody who starts now is automatic. I mean, that's the whole point of a beta. It's like anybody who didn't play during the beta period and plays when like 1.0 comes out, they are going to have a better experience because they aren't going to get the disconnects I've been getting, and they are going to get more money for the same things I've done.
And so Rockstar wants to give you something for your trouble. I don't know if you remember, but back when GTA Online launched, there was something fairly similar, if I remember correctly, where they were like, hey, if you played early, here's a bunch of GTA, and it was a significant amount of money.
Oh yeah,
dropped. So I think it's a good make good on their part. Obviously, the economy still needs a lot of tweaking.
Yeah, so it's like all the guns are like, I don't know, 60 to 70% of their normal price, so they're about 30 or 40% cheaper. Everything's a little cheaper. You have a lot of stuff like horse insurance isn't 5 gold bars anymore. It's like $125 now. So stuff like that is like really good. Things seem obtainable now. Where it was like, do you want fast travel for your camp? 85 gold bars, and you're like, that's not even in the realm of something I can even imagine getting.
I think that it was very wise on Rockstar's part, in my opinion, to start high and work down. And to start with low rewards that get bigger, and high prices that get lower. Because otherwise the story is Rockstar raises prices.
Right. Well, and now they can test it at its current landscape.
Yeah.
And if they feel like it's still too much,
Exactly.
they have the option to go down a little bit more.
Exactly. Yeah.
If that's the case. The things they do need to fix are constantly getting disconnected still. All the time.
Yep.
It is just Rockstar, due to Rockstar's fault, they take the blame.
Yeah.
But getting disconnected. And then, like, the horses have issues. Like, my horse died. I go to the stable. She's there. When I leave the stable, I ride out on my horse, the Red Arabian horse. I go into a mission. She's there. But if I send her off and call her, scrawny nag. Like, I have no idea. I have no idea what's going on.
Is she back in the stable?
And then I go back to the stable. She's back. But then if I lose her again,
the wrong horse when you lose her.
every time I lose her, I push up and it says your horse can't be found. Sending a scrawny nag.
That
and I'm
sounds like a bug.
Where is my horse?
Horsegate, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first with the hot takes at Horsegate.
If anybody's seen her, let me know.
What's her name?
Aliska.
All right, Aliska. We're going to find out the story of Aliska and talk about the Game Awards when we come right back. And we're back. Mark Medina.
Back from commercial.
Back for commercial. No commercial there, actually. No, just the break. Once again.
So what happens during that time?
What happens during that time is I get up and reset my camera.
Yeah?
Because it only has a 20-minute recording.
Who's in control of the podcast while you're doing all that?
Well, you're sitting there.
Oh no!
You missed your chance. You could have overtaken the throne. You could have performed a coup d'état on Red Dead Radio.
You just let her go.
Oh
my wife Twitch streams a lot, and she'll be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'm gonna get a food, something like that." And her chat always causes like anarchy because like now she's gone.
She's gone. There's no one to protect.
There's no
one to control.
There's chaos ensues.
Governance is absent at that point. No, I remember I was in for some reason, there's a very different Jared from a very different time, but I was in a punk club in Venice, Florida when I was in college.
Sounds like the same.
And I remember it was the age of zines. Do you remember zines?
No.
Were you around for zines?
No.
Before the internet, there were zines, which were Xerox copied together magazines.
Okay.
Stapled like in somebody's like church basement. And people made them, and you just gave them to your friends and left them around places.
Okay.
But there was a zine that unironically was entitled Anarchists Unite.
Okay.
And that's still one of my favorite things I've ever encountered.
Why?
Because the beautiful, beautiful dichotomy of those two words.
Oh, that's true. That's
Anarchists Unite.
Like the antisocial social club.
Exactly, that kind of thing.
It doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense at all.
Okay.
Indeed. But that's fun with that. Let's go back to Red Dead Redemption. Last night, Mark Medina, you were working because it was the Game Awards.
That is their theme song.
Yeah, that's it right there. We heard it. Their new theme song.
Done it. Yep.
By the Game Awards Orchestra.
Yes.
By the way, kids, I don't know if you know this, but vaping is bad.
Don't vape, Jared.
Don't vape.
I was tweeting about it.
Watch the Game Awards.
Stop vaping. It can lead to cigarettes.
And you know what? I don't want to make fun of them. They're right. We shouldn't vape. It's
don't
bad
vape.
for you. Yeah.
Seriously, don't vape.
Wow, there were a lot of vaping commercials during the Game Awards.
Really don't want you to vape.
So you were working last night covering that. Red Dead Redemption
cleaned up.
Came away with 4.
Oh, yeah.
4
okay.
awards at the Game Awards, Mark Medina.
Someone kept track.
What did you think of Red Dead's showing at the show? Yeah. Did you think that it got what it deserved? Do you think it should have been Game of the Year? What are your thoughts? Let's go first with the 4 awards they did.
Okay.
So it's funny you asked, Mark, what the winners were, because I went to YieldIGN.com and I was able to find the 4 winners. You might have heard of that site.
I've been to this website before.
Best narrative, Red Dead Redemption 2. Best score or music.
That was the one I was thinking. I was like, did Celeste take it?
Yep.
And then best
audio design,
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
And then best actor.
And best performance, Roger Clark as Arthur Morgan
Yep.
for Red Dead Redemption 2. Those were the Red Dead wins last night.
Yeah, so the Roger Clark thing was awesome.
Yeah.
He sounds so much like Arthur Morgan, but he's like Irish.
Yeah, he's like Arthur Morgan, but not from America.
Yeah, but yeah, he sounds so much like Arthur Morgan. It's great. It's always like a tad, and it's not fair to say like disappointing when people want to just sound like themselves, but it's always a tad disappointing when somebody goes up and they're like, yeah, I'm the voice actor for whoever, and you're like, yeah, but do the voice.
Yeah.
Like you don't sound
But
like that, you know. But like this guy stood up and
it himself. And
yeah, he was like, and he tells this whole story about, you know, he'll work 10, 12 hours a day, and then he's got to like leave Arthur at the door and come home to his wife and stuff like that. And I'm like, I'm just trying to imagine what that was like because something like Red Dead Redemption, that, you know, that was a job, that was his job for a long time.
I can't imagine how many lines of dialogue that guy recorded. I'd love to find out.
That'd be awesome.
That, actually, how many lines are in that game?
Yeah, and so it's like, that's crazy that you go to work and you be Arthur Morgan, and like it's gotta be weird for him right now because it's not like he's like a really famous guy, and it's like. But all of this he's the lead on all of it.
Well, he kind of is now, right?
Well, yeah, of course he is now.
More stuff. I think we're going to see him in more things from here on.
Well, it's like Trevor from Grand Theft Auto
Stephen
5.
Olive,
Like, yeah, he's gone on to do way more things.
He's been all over the place.
Yeah,
but I liked that award, and the music I thought was kind of a shoe in. I love the music in Celeste, but I really did think that Red Dead's variety of music. I mean, I haven't talked about this. I want to do a favorite moments episode.
Okay.
Eventually about the show, or about the game. But one of my very favorite moments in all of Red Dead Redemption is the singing cowboy moment, which is where John Marston puts on the costume, steps outside, the sun is shining, and this Gene Autry-ish like singing cowboy song starts.
Okay.
And you hop on your horse, and suddenly it's like da 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 da. And you're like, giddy up, like I'm Roy Rogers, and it's like, oh, that's awesome.
I love I love the action music. I'm a big fan of sad music, and that game's got some real good sad music.
Oh, when you get back from Cuba, I mean,
ride,
like that.
Yeah, and they sang that song at the Game Awards.
That was a good great. That was a really great performance. I really enjoyed that as well. So we had those two. Then we have Best Narrative.
Yeah.
Now, what'd you think about that?
Angie's here.
Angie is
interrupting the podcast.
Yeah. You know what? We're gonna proceed as if she is not.
I can't do that, Jerry.
Neither can I.
Okay, so Best Narrative. I love the story. I thought it was really good.
Okay.
I think the fact that they knew that this had to be a prequel that led to Red Dead 2. Or Red Dead 1.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of weird now, right?
Yeah. I don't think that stopped them from telling the story they still wanted to tell. And I liked it a lot.
Okay.
So like I'm totally down for it. Like it wasn't as like twisty as I thought it would be. But at the same time, I still thought it was really, really good.
I really enjoyed the narrative as well, and it was. I've thought a lot about this, and I mean, folks know how much I like this game. If you're listening to this, you know at this point. But I do think this is my favorite game story of the year, and that's hard in a year where God of War, like, went full Harry Chapin on me.
Yeah,
it's been difficult. I've experienced this and God of War this year, and both of them are so fundamentally different and fundamentally distinctively beautiful in different way experiences. I think the narrative in Red Dead edges out in the way it handled the complexity. Ultimately, that it's probably the greater feat. But that game of the year situation is just a nightmare.
It's kind of funny because I won't spoil. You're not here for God of War spoilers, but it's like God of War ended up telling a story that had more twists and turns than Red Dead. But my issue, and this isn't a knock on the game at all, it's a knock on myself, is that I'm just not that into like Norse mythology.
Okay.
And so like something like God of War, which I still really liked, the story itself didn't do a ton for me. I liked it for what it was, and when the certain twists happened, I was like, I kind of know what's going on.
Yeah.
But like something more down to earth like Red Dead, seeing the decline of certain characters and seeing the like the mental decline of other characters. And then I liked it a lot.
And the ambiguity, and of course contextualizing that entire environment, that entire development with an open world game. That's the other bit, was that you have a story that still somehow makes sense in a game where you can do whatever you want, whenever you want.
Yeah.
That's weird and hard. So we have this sound design. I'm not even going to pretend to understand how
Like something
audio
like that's
works.
chosen.
Audio design. Except for this, I've said this on other episodes before. I can close my eyes and be led into a room where Red Dead Redemption 2 is playing. Mm-hmm. And if you let me just listen, I can have a pretty good idea that I can tell you where we are.
Really?
Yeah.
That's really good.
Like, because, well, it's not me, it's the game. I think most people could do it that have played the game all the way through. Mm-hmm. Because that game's soundscapes and are so subtly distinctive. Like Lemoyne does not sound like the mountains; they sound vastly different.
So
and even
swampy. It's so swampy,
but not just swampy. Like you can hear the blades of grass. You can hear the trees and the.
Well, it's like a heavier, like because it's foggy and you're gonna hear like snakes and you're gonna hear like frogs.
Yeah,
and you're gonna hear like alligators slithering around versus
and even
like
the way your footsteps sound in different parts of the game.
Oh,
like, depending on where you're standing, whether it be cobblestone or dirt or mud or snow, everything's got a different. Even in the snow areas have that muted, like weird quiet that snowy places have. So I think that was a good. So what about for you, Mark?
Yeah,
the Game of the Year nominees for Red Dead, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Celeste, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, Monster Hunter World, Red Dead 2.
Yep.
Did they get it right?
I think God of War is definitely going to clean up, but it's not my favorite game of the year.
What would your pick have been?
Red Dead.
Would Red Dead?
Yeah.
Expound. Why?
Because Red Dead, like I said, I'm not a huge fan of like Norse mythology. I like the action a lot in God of War.
So what did you gravitate toward in Red Dead? What pulled you in?
Mainly the open world. Yeah. Like leaving the snow for the first time. And because like that's the thing, the game teases you. You look at all these trailers and this world is beautiful, and then they put you in the snow for 3 hours, and it's just like it doesn't look great because you're just in snow. I mean, it still looks phenomenal, but it's like you want to be where it's kind of like watching Breaking Bad. And did you watch Breaking Bad? And all the promos and everything you know about the show is he's got a bald head and he's got the goatee, right? Yeah. That doesn't happen until the end of season 1. Uh-huh. So when you watch Breaking Bad for the first time, you're like, I want to see the Breaking Bad that I think I know.
Yeah.
And you don't get it for a long time. And that's how it is with Red Dead, is you're like, I want to be. So when you finally go down the mountain and you see the snow drying up, it's moments like that kind of propelled this game a little further for me. Where with God of War, I can think of a couple of moments where I was like, this is really, really good.
Yeah.
Where with Red Dead, it was like, I could be just riding my horse over a hill and the sun peeks through trees and I'm like, this is really, really good. Yeah. And I'm not even doing anything.
Yeah, it's just what happened at that moment. No, I love that too. The kind of an emergent, stumbling, beautiful moment. So so for you to give it a Game of the Year, we're going to have a Game of the Year episode before the end of the year.
Nice.
And I'll hop in and let you know my thoughts on that. I think that people won't be tremendously surprised, but I'd love to make my reasoning and argument there. But that was the Game Awards coverage of it. We'd love to know what you thought. If you want to answer in the YouTube comments or write to mail at reddeadradio.com and let us know your thoughts on the matter. We'd sure love to hear them. Friends, it means a lot that you support the show, and every way that you choose to do it is pretty great for us. Thank you so much for allowing me to do something I love for a living. If you like this, my YouTube channel includes something called Hop, Blip, and a Jump. It's a series of video essays, little documentaries on how video games are, well, just pretty great. They're short, they're fun, and I think they're very good and not quite like anything else.
Video games are great. Jared.
Video games are great. Have you watched the latest Hop, Blip, my friend?
No.
You failed me for the last time. Get over there and watch that. It's good. It's a good episode.
Almost time to leave. Almost time.
Oh, look at that. Wow. Oh, my gosh.
That's so I can get home and watch the most recent episode of
Hop, Blip, and
Blip. That's it.
Yeah. Blip, Hop.
Something in it.
Something better. I think if nobody can remember the name, that might be a problem.
I'm joking. I knew it.
It's like 7 minutes long, Mark. I think you can handle it. Yeah, 7 minutes. Also, hey, contestants, are you ready? The pilot is up. That turned out well. It's funny and dumb. You can watch it with with Max Scoville, not Jen Scoville, Max Scoville, and Chastity Vicencio. It's funny and goofy and a lot of fun. You can find that on the YouTube channel as well. We'll be back soon with another episode of Red Dead Radio, the Red Dead Redemption podcast. We want to thank you, but in the meantime, we got to get back to playing. Mark, tell people about what you do and what you want them to know about.
Wait, as far as what?
I don't know. This is time to grow up. Get over your humility, man. Come out. I've seen you on Game Scoop. You're engaging. You're full of confidence and energy. Bring it out there, man.
Let's see. So, is this just a where you can find me kind of thing?
This is pimp your life.
Okay.
Mark Medina.
I don't do anything. I stay at home all day. But if you want to talk to me at all, you can follow me on Twitter at Mark_Medina.
Okay.
Or you can go to IGN.com where I'm on all sorts of stuff over there.
Yeah.
Way more than I ever thought I would be.
Yeah. Where do we find you lately? What have you been on lately?
I've been on. Surprisingly, I was not on GameScoop for 2.5 years when I first started there.
Yeah.
And then now I feel like I'm on there every other week.
Right. You're great on GameScoop.
I'm on GameScoop. Thank you.
You're very
I'm
good.
on GameScoop a lot.
They need somebody with your contextual history like on GameScoop. You've got to rein them in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go on. All right, keep going.
I'm on Unlocked when somebody's sick.
Okay.
And for the most part, I'm just making a ton of videos that most people wouldn't even realize I was making.
Yeah, well, it's fun that you're doing them. Well, look for that. Mark produced
times.
by Mark Medina there at the end. That's what we've got to hunt out down for, right?
There you go. I made IGN's Red Dead in 5 minutes. My name's right there at the front.
You know who wrote IGN's Red Dead in 5 minutes? Why, look what we did. We made a thing.
Yeah, no, it's great. I'm assuming you've watched it,
yes,
and it's great. It starts
it.
with a big splash screen, and it's written by Jared Petty, edited by Patrick Coughlin, my desk mate, produced by Mark Medina. That's a great video.
Look at us. We
did
get Pat on here. Just Pat. Except Pat wouldn't say anything. He'd just sit here.
He would not say a
and
word.
take beautiful photographs.
He loves Red Dead though. It's been great sitting next to him because he's been playing
Red
it
Dead.
a
I
lot.
should have him on.
Oh yeah.
All right, friends. Thanks for joining us in this insanity. See you next time. Bye bye.